Good morning and welcome to day one of the San Francisco vlog. Time to put your mess away, buddy. We got to go. Forgot to show you guys too. Check out this battle damage from all the bugs we encountered last night's drive over here. And this is after cleaning it, so pretty bad. So basically from the hotel, it's gonna take an hour to go, 40 miles. Let's get it. To our first destination, and then we're going to the
Walt Disney Family History Museum.
Alright, so apparently there's some old artifacts or collector items of Walt Disney himself. So, just got our parking. As you can see, it's pretty dead out because today is actually Friday of Labor Day weekend. Kinda got a jump head start on everything. Not as busy, and that's what we really want. We gotta go pay for parking. $2.20 per hour, 3-hour max. So I definitely don't think it's gonna take us 3 hours to go through that building over there. And then just on the other side is the Golden Gate Bridge, and there's the bay itself. It's very important that after you get your little receipt, you display it on your dash. That way nobody comes and tows your car. That'd be a bad day, I think. I got the golden ticket. Oh, the brick building. Love it. Look at all the cool chairs in the courtyard. So the Walt Disney Family Museum is actually ran by the Walt Disney family, right?
I don't think it's the family anymore. It was just put together by the family.
Come on, dude.
Come on, straggler. So some furniture from Walt's apartment at Disneyland. The lamp in the window, it's right there. They always keep a light on in Disneyland in his remembrance.
So back behind me, this camera used to go for about 300 bucks back in the day. And the camera that we're using currently is right about almost 700. So what a crazy difference.
300 in the day is probably like 1,000 today.
Well, yes. Still, that's cheap for a camera. So that's back in 1920. There's Walt himself.
So Laugh-O-Grams was Walt Disney's first animation studio that ended up going into bankruptcy a few years later. Whoa. Is this supposed to be like the train?
Either the train or their house.
I think it's supposed to be like the train. Hollywood, da 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 da. Came to Hollywood and arrived with $40 in his pocket.
What's he saying in there?
Bryson. Here comes the good stuff.
So on this wall is 348 different frames to make up 15 seconds of video.
Could you imagine how much time that took? Oh, Mickey, you're so fine, you're blowing my mind. Hey, Mickey. Hey, Mickey.
And everybody had the secret. That thing right on the button. And we had a way of doing it. So we had a little kind of a little beat that worked up and down.
This right here, ladies and gents, the first known drawing of Mickey Mouse. That's it. History right here. Steamboat Willie. What are they telling you? Is Walt Disney talking to you?
He's talking about how he almost named Mickey Mouse Mortimer Mouse.
What? Like, look at how perfect that drawing is of Mickey.
We had the orchestra going and everybody had to sing.
Yes, I got the little bike.
That thing right on the button.
Trying to teach me how to vlog.
You know, you gotta wonder how much these comics are worth now. They date back to 1934.
Guess what? That's why I keep my park maps around. They're gonna be worth something one day. Some of the original drawings of the Seven Dwarfs. That's where they were deciding what eye color she was gonna have, what color skin, what color hair. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho. Pinocchio. They still use similar desks like this to this day. You see them in the parks all the time. The multi-plane camera. You could see some of the images down there. Right in there. Oh, they were making the movies.
There are no strings on me. That's pretty smart. Protest.
All right, I warned you. The strike will hurt you, but that may be true.
So the strike had started when a group of Disney artists walk out and declared a strike. And then, with the war going on, he had some of the men that were subject to drafting, so they lost many of their workers during the war.
One of them happy, one of them sad.
This reminds me of Hollywood Studios right here. What's interesting is for Cinderella, they shot it all in live action first so they could judge it and see what they could do to fix it before they made it an animation film. Back in the day, they had underwater cameras. This is what they used to film 50 Leagues Under the Sea. Or 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Holy wow. In all honesty though, I wonder how much that's worth.
Look at the cool view of the Golden Gate Bridge from here. Pretty awesome. I went ahead and got a sneak peek. I think you're gonna love this next portion.
Oh.
I think you're gonna love it.
Can you get a picture of me here?
Sure. And here's one of the Kansas City Griffith Park benches where Walt Disney sat here, and he quoted to a friend that one day he would open up a theme park that was family friendly and clean. So he would have been sitting on something pretty much just like this. Alright, I guess she's gonna find out what's in here.
This was in his backyard. So you can see. You could fit on that little train, dude. You can go choo choo.
Those pictures, it shows you they used to take little kids on train rides.
So he could actually fit on that, which is crazy. Fun fact, the Lily Bell is the train at Disneyland too. In 1953 is when they proposed the idea of Disneyland.
Gonna make it a magical vlog.
So I'm boring. So, Roy was against the idea of Disneyland. But Walt still wanted to continue on. He knew something would come good, would come out of it. Whoa. The original model, Fantasyland Castle. Look at all of this, the submarines, the Matterhorn, Space Mountain.
Okay, good. That's closer.
I can't.
Yeah. Right.
I just climbed there. I know, right? That's what I was saying. I was like, I'm small. I can reach in small places. I cannot believe you did that, child. Oh, because of you, boy.
Check out the license plate on it. On the front.
On the front? Oh, Chris.
Check out all the old school TVs.
If you guys have seen Saving Mr. Banks, you'd know the history behind this book. If you guys have been to Magic Kingdom, this is one of the models for the Carousel of Progress, which actually was at Disneyland as well, but is now where Star Wars is. I didn't know this, but he died at St. Joseph's Hospital, the one directly across the street from Walt Disney Studios. One thing a lot of you might not know is after he passed away, Disney World was being built. But Roy Disney decided to name it Disney World because he wanted everybody to know that it was Walt's creation. Bryson, say tiki 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 room. Whoa. Yay! I didn't know this is what Epcot was, but it's the experiment, but it's an acronym for Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow. Huh, I didn't know that. Here's the thing we saw upstairs.
The multi-plane camera.
That's what it was called, the multi-plane camera. So that's how they were filming, they would make the birdies move? That's how they would make the birdies move. I'm mind blown.
So all the brick buildings that are out here, including the museum that we were just in, they were old barracks for the army back in the day. So they just turned it and flipped it around into whatever buildings they are now. So there you go. These are old barracks, and you can definitely tell now.
So some piece of information that I had got when I was in there, you can't really find it online, there's a little bit of black and white. So this museum is the Walt Disney Family Museum, and it is owned by the Walt Disney family. Many, many years ago, his daughter and her husband, I think he was the CEO of Disney, and he was removed. And ever since then, his daughter and her husband, they removed themselves from the Disney company, and now it is owned by a corporation. Doesn't change that I still love Disney, but it's just very money hungry. This museum is owned by the family. It was still kind of expensive, but they had said that they were nonprofit, so what they do is all of the proceeds that they make, it turns around and goes back into charities and after school programs for children. And we're gonna go ahead and head into the 9 Old Man exhibit, which is an exhibit of 9 men that were in the animation studios while Walt Disney was ending his time.
Alright, count that Disney Museum as a success. Good overlook of the Golden Gate Bridge itself, and then there's the bay. Pretty awesome. Didn't really expect that, and if you also look, I think Alcatraz is out that way as well, right down that way. Alcatraz. We'll be hitting that up tomorrow. Some little bike crossing lane. Actually, this is for the bike, so I guess that's for runners and skaters, maybe? Possibly?
Hey.
What?
Thank you for taking me to the museum.
Yeah. It's like when you take me to car shows. 9 old men.
So there's actually a couple more things that I wanted to add on to the end of my video is that the first one is a volunteer that works for the Family History Museum was telling me that they actually have to get things that the Walt Disney Company has, they actually have to get things on loan from them. Like they actually have to ask to borrow things from the Walt Disney Company that is Walt's history. So that's kind of a little bit crazy to think about. Also, thing I want to tell you is that we couldn't record in the 9 Old Men exhibit, but it was the 9 men that were big piece of animation history. They were not his original 9, however they were 9 that contributed a lot to the animation studios and the history of the Walt Disney Company.
Traveling would be so much easier if we could just catch an Uber, dude. But sorry, we're just here to prove to you guys that you can still travel and have fun, even with a little kiddo.
You just might have to pay a lot more money in parking. I wonder if Uber has car seats.
But thanks to this little guy, we actually got her, the one behind the camera, out of this little museum in time because she could probably be there all day.
And having a kid means you gotta be more careful of your surroundings because he almost ruined an exhibit in there throwing his bottle. It was funny, but it wasn't.
And check out all the cars because when we got here, we were probably one of like maybe 5 or 6 cars. It's a lot more busy now. These barracks were used from 1901 to 1941. So they did about 6 campaigns out to France in World War I.